Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. Not looking too great as a start. Our leading gappers are only around 40%. Nothing crazy's popped up on the scanner so far, but give it a minute or two. We might see that change. For today, I think I need to slow down a little. Yesterday, we just pull this up here. For day 8, I ended up taking 9 trades, and this is a bit more than maybe I should have. Given the context that I thought the market was heating up, I was pushing a little harder yesterday. But I think I need to be more patient. A lot of stocks yesterday were not resolving well. We were seeing a lot of stocks rejecting. So I think I really need to slow down the pace today. Yeah, we had, what was it, INTS, was it? Yesterday had that pretty big move. But there were several other stocks that weren't performing well, right? Just for example, JZXN ended up failing. There was like 2 others as well. So I really think today I'm just going to slow down and really try and only take the better setups. If it means I don't trade much, then it's going to be what it is. But I need to just come to the grasp of the market was still cold yesterday, mostly. We had like 2 or 3 stocks out of like 10 that were working. And I just need to keep being patient. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan for today. And hopefully we end Friday without a major loss. I'm not seeing anything immediately on the scanners. This one's kind of popping up on higher volume here. It's not terrible. In the grand scheme of things, it's actually just a blip, right? Because these are millions, like 5 million shares a minute. This is the 5 minute. Let me switch this. Okay, what is it actually? Okay, so volume's a little lighter. Yeah, I don't trust this just because this volume came out of nowhere. And there's no immediate catalyst for this, so I actually don't have that much faith in it. Good morning, sir. Today just might be one of those days where I'm more of an observer. I did some thinking too yesterday, because I don't remember if it was yesterday or Wednesday, but someone was asking for likes on the stream. I'm not going to ask for that right now, but like, I was thinking about it, and my philosophy was that I haven't been really having impressive results, right? I mean, I had like a $5 green day yesterday, and out of this entire week, the biggest result was like a $20 swing. To me, I didn't really feel proud of that, but as I was thinking about it more and more, the fact that we've been in this cold market, I really feel it's not really about the returns. It's about making sure you're following your rules properly. And that's really what you need for this market, right? It's been really cold the last, I would honestly say the last 2 weeks now. But yeah, I need to be a little more respectful with how I'm thinking about myself, because I was getting kind of down on myself the last few days. I'm like, man, I'm just not having good results. I'm not really showing anything of value, but really that's not, the returns aren't the value. It's the process. So yeah, for all you out there, I hope you guys are following your rules. That's more important than any money you make today. Make sure you stay safe. It seems like it's slow today too, so just be cautious, be careful. That's more important than making any money. And yeah, even with this setup, just seeing this volume come in, there's no news. It just feels kind of random. I don't trust this. And then it immediately rejected. So looks like just a false signal to me. I just don't see anything else really on the news or on the scanners or anything. But yeah, how have you guys been doing this week? Have you guys been having good returns? Have you been able to survive this, make small green days? Have you been getting beaten up by the market, large flushes, or has it just been a bunch of no trades? Curious how you guys have been doing. CTM, take a look at it. Yeah, wow, I didn't see this one on my scanners. What did this? Okay, so this was like 15 minutes before the hour. High float. Yeah, it's a little, this isn't terrible, but this is not ideal. Volume isn't terrible. What was the news? Okay, I mean, that's a pretty strong catalyst, though. 66 million from a contract. That is pretty solid news. Daily, we got clear resistance around 150. Yeah, clear resistance around 150, 160. Looks like that was rejecting at least the first one. What do we have for red candles? Large red candle here. This one's very large. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and remove all my prior day stocks. Replace them with blue. Yeah, so like Lightspeed is saying 77 million. Thinkorswim is saying 93 million shares. So a bit of a discrepancy. And you're saying 65 million. So they've probably diluted sometime in the last several months. I might just watch this one for now. It's a little lower priced. Like you said, the float's a bit higher. I'll wait for a cleaner setup. I don't really know if this is the safest entry. Oh, so Ross's scanner says that. Ross's scanner says 65. This says 77. That says 93. Yeah, there's probably, I mean, regardless of which one's right, the fact that they're different says that each one was reporting a different number, so something probably changed between the time they were reporting. So I would assume dilution. Right, sometime in this period, there was probably dilution. Just that would be the only thing that would make sense. I don't think I want to touch this here. It's definitely not, it's definitely not terrible though, right? You're having the high volume on this clear critical level. 145 was the 5-minute high, right? So high volume on the 5-minute high break. That's not a terrible signal. I just wish that the float was a little lower and the price was a little higher. High volume on this break too. What's this range? 57 to 46. 10-cent drop. I didn't really think about it either, but this stock isn't moving very fast either. Right, even if it did do a surge up from like here to this high, you're talking like a 10-cent move. So there's not a lot of range on this. That looks bullish. These last few candles of pullback have all been low volume. And when this went down to 139, this was actually even lower volume at the time. So this could be something to fake out longs. Yeah, I saw MSAI. I didn't really like how it looked. If we see return to highs, then it'd be more interesting to me. Right now, it's not super up there. I can at least have it on a watch list on the side here, just to keep an eye on it. Yeah, anyone who bought at these 150s levels is probably feeling the heat right about now. I don't know what you mean by scanner. I'm using thinkorswim scanners. That's why I have the second half up here. So I'm using Lightspeed for the executions, and I'm using thinkorswim for scanning. I'm using two different scanners that I've kind of morphed. One is more for just a stock that has a sudden surge of volume, and the other one is for momentum, kind of the first part of the move. But yeah, I'm not really seeing anything. I'm not really seeing anything coming up at the moment. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I'll have to check that out if that's the case. I didn't know that Lightspeed had their own scanners. Yeah, I'll take a look into that. Because thinkorswims, they're okay. I mean, it's free, so I can't really criticize too hard. But yeah, if Lightspeed has scanners as well, since I'm already using the platform, yeah, I'll check it out. I'll look into it. But yeah, I think for CTM, I'm just gonna leave this one alone for the most part here. Like, it's a bit higher float, bit lower price. It's not moving as quickly. Even though I'm more bullish than bearish on it, it just feels like it's not optimal. And I want to be a little more conservative today. MSAI probably has better chances of me trading it, if I'm being honest. At least this one's kind of moving more. Has a good daily chart. Float's lower too, yeah. Yeah, much lower float. MSAI looks like a better candidate. It's still not the greatest, though. Right, we don't have a clear catalyst for today. Volume seems kind of dispersed at random points. This one doesn't look like the greatest either. And we actually have a history of rejections too, right? So we had this high broken around 630s, and then we saw a massive flush. And honestly, that's kind of the trend, right? Each of these spikes has been met by a very quick sell-off. I mean, it makes sense that eventually, if this does break and hold, you could see a $2 to $2.20 move, right? A 20-cent move. It's not unrealistic. But it just feels very dangerous to get involved with this, with how this has been reacting. So what was this sell-off here? So this was from 205 to 186. So basically a 19-cent drop in 1 minute. On, like, what, 400,000 volume? 300,000? One thing that is interesting is this volume for this move This volume is much higher than every other attempt of going higher, right? The volume's much lower here. It's much lower here. This one's much higher. That could just be the 7 a.m. people, right? Like Thinkorswim and other 7 a.m. brokers come online. But maybe it could also be indicative that this move will have more power behind it. Hmm. CTM is still holding around 140s. Yeah, I think what would convince me to be more bullish here is if we see that the volume candles on this exceeds the volume of this sell-off, right? If we see like a 500,000 share candle and we're seeing this price moving up, to me that would signal that the upside momentum is overpowering. That would be a bullish signal to me to get in. Beyond that, I'm not really sure what I would want to see. So a 100,000 share buyer at 196. That's large, but it's not larger than the average candle in terms of volume. Yeah, like it's getting beaten up right here. Got 4 minutes till the half hour. This might just be rolling over. This volume isn't terribly high, though. Right, it's really interesting how there was that 100,000 share buyer here and it held up, even though the volume was much higher each candle. I always wonder what kind of positions those are from, like who made that position? Or is it just bots playing games, mind games? Okay, so this did a complete reversal and it reclaimed. All right, 1 minute till the half hour. CTM is still holding up here. Right, it retested one low one or high 130s several times. Hasn't broke yet. It still feels too slow for me to want to get involved, but it's interesting that it's holding up. All right, we're at the half hour. We'll see if anything comes up on the scanners. Okay, so we had 194 to 188 on low volume, but it's not even a big move. There's no real discrepancy there. It's minor. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on the scanners yet. It's just the same to MSAI and CTM. CTM looks like it's curling a bit here. Okay, so we're seeing a bit of a breakout. It's like a 7-cent move. This is painfully slow. My God. So interesting reversal. All right, we saw like 152, and then it just immediately rejected. Now we're down low. We just might be at the heart of a cold market. CMND's popping up. This one rejected yesterday, I think. Yeah. Okay, so seeing that this did this yesterday, a major red flag. There was news. I really hate that this thing rejected yesterday, though. Seeing this is very concerning. Right, even actually the day before, too. Right, we had this weird pop. So this is popped and then sold off twice now over the last 2 days. giving a stock like this a chance when it's the coldest day of the week just doesn't really feel like a good idea. What was the news yesterday? So, I mean, at least the news from today is a little stronger than yesterday, I think. I just really feel like people are going to short this back down. What is the float on this? I mean, it's a smaller float. Yeah, it's a smaller float. What's this volume compared to yesterday? Okay, the volume is higher today than it was yesterday. Got like a 50,000 share order here. Yeah, you just saw it too. Yeah. I literally read your comment right after I noticed that. Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, there's a 4.5 million share float, roughly. So a 50,000 share sell order, that doesn't necessarily mean shorting. It could just be someone who had bought here taking profit, here taking profit, or even just somebody who bought here. Because, right, like these are 400,000 share candles. So a 50,000 share sell order is actually, that's actually reasonably sized. At least relative to the conglomerate move. The stronger news catalyst and the higher volume does make me feel a little more bullish. Yo, what's up, R21? You chose probably the worst possible chime to chime in. This is probably the slowest day this week. It's abysmally slow. Even if I do feel somewhat bullish on this, I think the context might just be too bearish to go long. We haven't had a clean... Well, no, this was kind of a 1 minute high, so this would have been the 1 minute high to buy. Yeah. Back into the ones. And TS is kind of moving a bit. Looks like it could be curling. We are approaching this resistance here right at around 1. Not really sure if it's worth watching at the moment. I'll definitely keep it on a watch list at least. Okay, CMND kind of curling a bit here. I still don't know if I trust it. It was very strange to me that this broke 1 on such low volume. I figured if it was going to break $1 and go to 99 cents, it would have done so on much higher volume. It seems a bit strange to me. Like they were trying to trap people. Either trap or get them to bail out. Did this one even have a bounce? So like this one didn't even bounce, right? So we just popped up, immediately rolled over. This one we're at least seeing an attempted bounce. Man, time is just flying by this morning. INTS did break over $1. Volume's still fairly high. There's not even like any news on this, right? So this is just a continuation. Hey, why do all the setups seem like they suck lately? CMND did end up rugging a bit, it looks like. So we had 105 back down to 197. Or just 97. And now this dies? I'm guessing now it's actually dead. Guess I'll pivot to INTS just because it's the next best thing, I think. How did this move yesterday? I thought this moved slower. What would happen? 68. I mean, this moves in like 10 cent increments. It's not terrible. Looks like we're kind of just going parabolic, though, at the moment. Just scaling volume. I mean, this is high. This is pretty high volume. Very large sell wall here. A couple 100,000 shares. Okay, we'll see if this is a bull trap, right? Because we're retesting this high. It looked like we broke through the $1 in this level. This could be a reversal point. still very incredible volume. Seeing 1 to 2 million volume a minute, that's very impressive. This is 5 minutes. What am I saying? There we go. I mean, that's still very, very high volume. I don't think I trust getting long here. It just feels so extended. No clear news catalyst. The only real thing it's got going for it is it moved a lot yesterday, and it has high volume. Very high volume on this breakout candle here. Let's see if this thing ends up rolling over. All right, we got 9 minutes till the top of the hour. Hopefully the top of the hour gives us something. Been sitting here almost a whole hour, not really seeing anything worth trading. Right, like CMND, this ended up just kind of dying. It held up a little better, but... I mean, a little better than yesterday, at least. But this is kind of just crappy. Alright. ANTS is continuing to break out, it looks like. Or at least having a new high. Very high volume again. 500,000. Yeah, I'm like falling asleep. This is boring. Problem is, too, is this moves so slowly. These are both very high candles, though. Very high volume candles. CTM. Just want to jump over to this real quick. Looks like we're having a bit of a breakdown on this. Whether it's a fake out or not, we'll see. But yeah, from 142 to 133. So a 9-cent drop. Notable break of structure. So back to this. And yeah, it looks like we're just on a slow grind. A slow grind higher on INTS. It's not making any crazy moves. Like the best you could have really got is like 101 to like 111. So a 10-cent move. Ooh, a big surge of volume just came through here. Very big surge of volume. It's a bit concerning that was on this candle. This looks like it's an indecision moment. This could be the start of a flush. Yeah, this doesn't look very good. I'm actually a little bit bearish because of this candle. We'll see if it ends up reversing or not. I mean, it's not immediately breaking down. Yeah, we got 5 minutes until the top of the hour. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please do leave a like, and we'll see if we can push this out to more people or not. But yeah, hopefully at 8 o'clock we'll actually see some people coming in here, as well as some potential new stocks, because we need something else. A lot of these stocks, right? Just INTS, it's very slow. CTM also very slow. CMND, very poor quality. It's basically repeating what it did yesterday. So just nothing really great. And MSAI. Forgot about this one. Yeah, this one ended up just kind of failing here. I wouldn't even call it failed. It's only down 20 cents. But it could be doing much better. INTS, we are seeing a continued move down. Still not a crazy rejection, if I'm being honest. Right, this is a 10% pullback, but it's actually still somewhat healthy. It's very concerning, though. We had this large candle on indecision, and now we're seeing high volume on these three. This definitely looks more bearish than bullish, in my opinion. All right, 1 minute till the top of the hour, and hopefully we'll see something. No trades so far for me. Oof. Pretty nasty move down here, right at the... Oh my. Take a stab there. Very horrid fill, though. Okay, small winner there. Even though that looked pretty horrendous, this volume didn't seem to match this level of a move. In addition, wow, okay, so when I took this position, I did not see this news catalyst at the time. Okay. $4 million direct offering, 5 million shares, 80 cents price. Interesting how that was slightly delayed. So I took this at 8 at 16 seconds in, and I didn't see this here. I actually made sure to look here before I pushed the buy button. So this was slightly delayed. Very interesting. Also interesting how it's holding here despite the offering being at 80 cents. Still, small winner on this one. I don't even know if I'll call that a catalyst. I'll call it one, because technically there was one. My entry was so bad, too, because whenever I clicked the buy button, the price was like 76 cents, but I got filled at 81 for some reason. I actually want to watch this back afterwards, because, yeah, I really thought that when I pushed the buy button, that the price was much lower. Okay, and we're seeing massive volume here. Honestly, it looks like the dilution's going to get completely absorbed. Right? I mean, we're talking 5 million shares. When we're seeing a 2 million average volume, this is probably just going to get absorbed. The catalyst of there's no longer dilution on the table, that in itself could be a bullish indicator to drive this higher. Very fascinating how this responded. Now we're just waiting for news to come up. I'll definitely keep this one on watch, though. Gety. Check it out. Giddy. Okay. What do we have here? Multi-year image partnership. Multi-year licensing agreement. I mean, that seems strong. Oh, this is Getty Images? Why is a company like this such a low price? Also, the float is extremely high. Seems like there was some resistance here. The only reason that's making me cautious right now is the float being so high. Everything else about this looks pretty good. Very strong catalyst. Good daily setup. Good volume. It's just the float. High volume here too. Not really seeing a clean pullback on this. This is just kind of going. This could be a topping tail. All right, highest volume. We just had a large extension. I tried to get in there. Couldn't get filled. Take a starter there. That breakdown seemed a bit weak. It's kind of holding there, though. We'll see if it curls. Still doesn't look terrible. This candle is concerningly high volume. Also on this attempted bounce, it was lower volume. This is the first test of a 1 minute high here for this second pullback. The first one failed. I'm gonna cut it. This volume is not as high as I would have liked it. I don't know. These two candles weren't as high as I would have liked to see for a bounce. Yeah, I was too worried about this rolling over here. I felt like the odds were starting to stack against me. I had thought about adding down here at 3 when it was showing that it was holding just below 3. But I didn't feel like I had enough confirmation. Right? Again, the volume was just too low. This feels very choppy. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down either. Doesn't look clean. Float is 412 million, so it's a very high float. Well, I mean, as far as actual float goes, I mean, there's 412 million shares outstanding. It's not the float, but it's going to be very high. We got 9 minutes till the top of the hour. I just don't know if I trust it to make another leg up. It feels very uncertain. No, it's no, it is not a small cap stock. You are correct. My scanners are set up for small cap. Someone pointed this out in the chat, and I checked it out because it is a very low price stock. But no, I would not consider this a small cap. I know, I'm breaking my rules. I'm trading something that's not a small cap. I do see I have a couple likes on the stream here. Thank you guys, for those of you that did. I appreciate it. If anyone here is watching that hasn't left a like, I would appreciate it if you do, but no pressure to or against. Yeah, I don't know if I trust this anymore here. It's just so choppy now. BFLY, kind of moving, but it's on such light volume. It's probably not worth touching. No immediate news on it either. Probably not going to mess with that one. SSTK is also. Again, though, way too light a volume. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Happy Joints. It's just so slow, all right? I've been trying to be more patient today. Only 2 trades, basically break even. We're going to still have the 830 catalysts and the 9 catalysts, but it's not looking great. Honestly, this is just the kind of environment where just surviving and trying not to lose money is the best approach, I think. I mean, you look at what we had today, right? CMND just kind of died. You have CTM. This one was moving extremely slow. It did. After this first pop, it just ended up failing. I feel like a lot of people probably try to get in here. You got Getty. This one, I mean, this one could have worked out. I was hesitant to jump in because of the large float. It's typically much larger than I try to trade. Tried trading for a second leg up, and that failed. INTS, very strange price action. We had a secondary offering, and it looks like this one may actually become more in play very soon here. MSAI, this one just ended up kind of failing. right? Several attempts to break through this $2 level. You just cannot break through it. No, INTS surprisingly has recovered most of the way. And as I say that, immediately you see a nice jackknife. But yeah, considering the dilution was here and it got bought up, that's quite bullish. And now that we're returning to this level. Yeah, I think it's the right mentality. It's not great for YouTube content, right? I want to show something exciting on stream. I want to show me getting big, 3-figure days where I'm making like $100 or 150. But that's how it was like a couple weeks ago, or not even a couple, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was able to hit 100-day winners, but now it's hard to even hit a $10 winner. It's hard just to find a trade that can work, honestly. But no, yeah, if you're going to wrap it up early and call it, I mean, I don't doubt, or I think that's a totally reasonable plan. Yeah, at 9 o'clock, if I see nothing on the scanners, I'm just going to bounce immediately. I don't think there's any reason to stay past 9. Unless I see something really clean and obvious. But yeah, we got 3 minutes till the top of the hour, or not top of the hour, till the half hour. And we will see if anything comes up. Getty is kind of curling. I don't know if I'm going to touch it. It already kind of faked me out here. I think I might just wait for the half hour and see if anything better comes up. I see we got 1 extra like on the video here. I appreciate it, whoever did that. That way we can push this stream out to more people so they can watch me sit here and try and find something that looks half reasonable to trade. I didn't think I could have a smaller day than a $5 win. But looks like that might be happening. Massive gains, $1.11. Game changing. Yo, 2 more likes. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. We gotta push it out to the new people so they can see me sit here and stare at a screen. Well, I mean, we're about to hit the half hour, so maybe something will actually come up. We'll see. Oh, you have a daytime, so you gotta wrap up early? Yeah, I mean, hey, no worries. I know people have said that Fridays tend to be slower, but it honestly seems kind of arbitrary, because sometimes Fridays seem slower, but at the same time, sometimes they're like surprisingly hot, right? I feel like some of the hottest days have also been on Fridays. It's very strange. Fridays, it seems like it's either really hot or really cold, based off my subjective experience. NIFF or VF? Let me check that out. Okay, let's see what we got here. Man, you jumped on that. Okay, new deal, purchase agreement. Seems like an okay catalyst. Low float. Okay, so we kind of... Alright, so daily doesn't look the greatest, actually. Huge wall here at 182. Makes sense, too. We went up to right at 181 and rejected. Alright, we gotta see now how this holds up. I don't like that all this volume is piled up here. Makes me kind of just want to wait and see what happens. If it does reject, 120s could be an interesting snipe spot. But yeah, I think I wait. I mean, the volume is actually surprisingly high, though, for such a low float stock. Yeah, I think I actually try it. No, there was a large seller here. I'm actually going to jump back in because that got taken out. All right. Another big seller popped up there. I'll explain my process for that in a minute. I'm going to see if this breaks down more. Okay, very interesting how that's working. So there was a 150 there was a seller at 150. The seller got taken out. Then it went to like 151. I got in. But then the price wasn't going up, so there was another seller, so I got out. Price drops down. Another seller. That seller gets taken out, so I get back in. And then it goes lower again. So I'm worried right now there's just a large seller trying to just get out here. The thing is, though, the volume is extremely high. For a float, for a stock of this float, this is extremely high volume. Well, there you go. 25 cents. Let's go. No, I'm still very interested. The volume is what's keeping me interested here. This is extremely high volume for this kind of stock. I think I'll try taking another start here. See if it can break 150, and I'll add. This breakdown was on lower volume. I'm buying for the break of 150. Looked like there was another wall there. Selling half. Really want to see 170s. This one's really just throwing me for a ride. So I bought on this pullback because it looked like a weak breakdown. I added for the break of 150, took half off, 158. I was really looking for 170, but it was struggling too much at the 150s. This is kind of what I was afraid was going to happen from here. Volume is continuing to be extremely high, though. Doing anything. Take a starter here again. I will add here. This was closer to that support I was looking at the 125s. The daily. Really surprised this has failed. With this kind of volume, I thought for sure we would see something better. Didn't hold the 125 support at all. Right, straight through it. As much as I want to keep holding it, I gotta get out of it. I don't really know why this wouldn't resolve better with such high volume, but it's not for whatever reason, so I just gotta give up on it. That's right, I traded this actually three total times. Oh, 4 times, okay. I got screwed twice on that one, the first two. Yeah, this one kind of just wrecked me a little bit. All right. So this did end up making a 1 minute high, but it ended up just falling back. Getty is returning to high here, but this chop ended up getting me out of it. I don't regret trying on this, though. The volume was extremely high, so to me, it was worth giving a shot. Right, everything was lining up. We had a news catalyst, had low float, had the volume. So this was worth trying. I'm really surprised it failed this badly. I mean, maybe it's just the cold market environment, but... Or it could just be there's something about the actual catalyst that I was misinterpreting. But yeah, it's just how it goes. All right, we got 13 minutes till the top of the hour. I'll see if there's anything else in play. If not, then I'm gonna bounce at 9. I really can't believe how... Like, this wasn't even just a slow bleed, too. It was just a complete capitulation. Man, and even now, this is still going down. Right, even like down here, like even after all of this, we're still seeing candles with 1,000,000 shares of volume per minute. Like, how does that even make sense with a float like this? Very unusual. SSTK is moving. The volume is still way too light on it. But I've been seeing it pop up on the scanner repeatedly. Yeah, I can't touch it though. It's way too light volume. starter here. Feels like this was an overreaction. I wanted to add, but it didn't go through. I'll check it out. Yeah, I see what you mean, no news. Looking at this on the daily, what the hell happened to it? It died. Okay, so this is just some sort of just bounce play off of this garbage. What is this stock? Candle M. Candle M Venture stock. Headquartered in Cambodia. Okay, so you know we're dealing with something legit. You've got to keep tabs too on NIVF because looks like this might just end up going lower after all. No, I feel safe actually adding here. This volume has been lower. I feel like holding this for like until a break of 90 seems safe. I'll keep FMFC on watch on the side. Four minutes till the top of the hour too. The lack of news makes this a lot less appealing. Actually, if you go to the 5-minute on this is very interesting. It's almost continuous selling pressure this whole time. It's a little bit harder to see that from the 1-minute. All right, 1 minute till the top of the hour here. I feel like I've given this too long to move. The fact that it's not breaking here is concerning. I'm just gonna cut it. For whatever reason, it just sold off and it just was refusing to bounce. Maybe someone had a large sell order? I don't know. We'll see if anything comes up on the scanner in the next few minutes. If not, I'm gonna bail here. Okay, we got HKD running. This is a Chinese stock. Does have news. Very high shares outstanding here. What does it say on Thinkorswim? Yeah. Very high shares outstanding. FMSC looks like it's rolling over. That's so nasty. It's just straight down. Hmm. Looks like there's a bit of a wall at 270. Very high red candle on the highest volume. Doesn't look great. Not unless this candle has higher volume. I mean, it recovered it. I'm even more worried because this is a Chinese stock, so the odds of dumps is even higher than normal. A starter there. I'll add just to 100 shares. It's hesitating too much. I don't know. I'm just... And then it immediately goes. Of course. Love that. No, I just hesitated so long at 23, 24. I was really worried there was just a hidden seller holding it back. Dang, that would have been a good hit too. I think I need to call with that. I'm getting a little bit triggered now. Like that one, getting out right before that move. Very frustrating. Also, just the way that this played out. I mean, even looking at this on the 5-minute, this is just... This kind of volume and just straight down is crazy. But yeah, if you guys are going to keep trading, be safe out there. I'm throwing in the towel here. What I was doing just really wasn't sticking today. I was patient the first hour. There was just nothing the first hour. And then, yeah, NIVF is really the only thing that hurt me. I think maybe I gave too much conviction to the low float, right? Because the float was NIVF. It was a pretty low float, and the volume was insanely high for this kind of float. And typically we see stocks resolve well in that kind of environment, but just didn't work that way today. But yeah, I'm going to call it here. You guys have a good rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and I